Assuming the agreement in the coalition is for you to serve one term and hand over to the North, would you be ready to return power later?
I've been lacking in our political space is issue to do with character and integrity. Character is what defines a human being. Integrity is what goes to show that he means well. If you take the arrangement, which is understandably what you can call an unwritten agreement, is that our power will go top and notch. And if that arrangement is to be followed strictly, I didn't put that arrangement, but if you follow it strictly, you will see that anybody, not just me, who happened to come from the South as president in 2027 must be ready to leave on the 28th or 29th of May 2031. I didn't say 29, 28. I can take that to the back and say I told you so. Not
Thank you very much.
I won't be there on 29th of May.
Thank you very much, sir. Very vocal about criticizing Tinubu's foreign trips overseas. The presidency says it's to bolster international relations, especially vis-a-vis the foreign trip to St. Lucia. Thank you.
Nobody takes you serious internationally, and you can't have a strong international relationship if you do not have strong domestic and a stable government. St. Lucia is a country with a size of 617 square kilometers. 617 square kilometers. Nigeria's 10th largest city is El-Rufai. El-Rufai is 765 square kilometers. So El-Rufai is about 25% more in size than St. Lucia. St. Lucia is a country with 180,000 people. 180,000 people, that is the size of the population of St. Lucia. The population, if you take it, if you compare it with the population of most of our capitals, which are compared in my tweet, you will see that it is about a third, like I said, a third of a city like Mina, or to even bring it closer to Lagos. St. Lucia is 180,000 persons. Ajegule in Lagos is over 540. So Ajegule is 3 times more populated than St. Lucia. In terms of economy, Lagos State alone, GDP, I can tell you, will be at least 10 times 20 that of St. Lucia. The leaders of Nigeria today should sit down and face Nigeria. Above all, he's going to spend 8 days. He left us on Saturday. He's going to spend about a week in St. Lucia. President Tinubu have never spent a night in any of our states, except Lagos, in 2 years. And you are going to a place that is smaller than the 10 biggest states in Nigeria, all the far away to St. Lucia, when he could not do 20 minutes journey to Mina, to be able to go to Niger State, where we lost about 200 people and over 1,000 missing. It is not about talking about or complaining about holidays, but complaining that this governance requires compassion.
Recent reports suggested you were close to a joint ticket with Atiku Abubakar for 2027, but your supporters rejected that. Can you please clarify where you stand, running solo or as a part of a coalition, and how you plan to move forward?
In the coalition, we have never discussed about tickets. You have heard me say it again. In the coalition, and I repeat it, and involved in the coalition. And I'm involved there. We're not talking about who will have the ticket or not. If the coalition is about going to take power, just for power's sake, cut me out of it. If the coalition cannot be about how we stop the killing in Boronu, in Zamfara, in Benue, how we secure our country, how we ensure that our people have food on the table, how our enemies can thrive, how our industries can be productive, count me out of it. I want to see Nigeria work. Not that I want to be president of Nigeria. I waste everybody's time. People have wasted people's time enough here. I want to see the president of Nigeria that wouldn't know there's a crisis in Benue and go there and stay overnight. I cry and feel their pain. Go there and attend the mass burial of those people. I say it will not happen again in our country.
In a simple question, sir, give me 3 things you would look into or take serious in your first 100 days in office. Because I need you to understand that when you get into power in 2027, for instance, you literally will have no time and Nigerians will be on a shorter fuse with you than they possibly were with Buhari and or Tinubu. So in 100 days, what will be 3 things you would focus on that Nigerians will start to feel better when you get into power? Thank you, sir.
It's very simple. You bring stability and order in governance. So from day one, prioritize security of life and property. Prioritize critical areas of the measuring development. It's dedication, not pulling people out of poverty. And you said to me, no, that is not achievable. Not that something you can start from day one. How do you prioritize them? You start by cutting the cost of governance and ensuring that resources are being rechanneled as quickly as possible to these areas. You start by ensuring that you fight corruption head on from day one. From day one, if you have zero tolerance on your own for corruption, your family and everybody are not involved, you start channeling resources into critical areas. It's not something you can go far away to know how it was done. That's what I did in my state. What led to my impeachment? Because the people didn't understand what I was doing. Because from day one, I started cutting cost of governance. From day one, I done it in every folder where I showed 3 reasons why I was impeached. Refurbishing office, refurbishing my lodge, ensuring that other presidents under my watch. Because I have a governor's lodge in Abuja. Shutting down office of First Lady. Using in my first 1 year, the cost of my travel was less than 20% of what was budgeted. I can go on and on. And then went into securing the state. It was very tough. For the first 2 years, it was tough. Very, very tough. For me, I must say that. Going into education, again, it was tough. Going into pursuing areas of health, rural roads, in order to open up to fight poverty. When people talk about me and poverty, I can only say, go and listen to Magnus Pakol. I was in charge of fighting poverty. Go and check my records from the European Union, to UNICEF, to UNDP. I didn't give changes that will make our position strong. I will fight for proportional representation in the parliament so that the opposition can be stronger.
My question number 1 is that, is there a timeline to this coalition talks? And do we know when we're going to know exactly what it is about the coalition? The party, the coalition is going to fly on, and that is number one question. The other part of the question is that, I mean, of course, people are saying a lot of things here and there. I know a lot of people believe that with this coalition talk, it has to be a coalition that will produce you, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, as the presidential candidate. Peradventure, this did not happen. Where are we looking at alternatives? Are you going to run as a, an individual candidate on another platform? That is the second part of the coalition question.
Let me tell you, when people say at the time Peter Obi is part of the group, at the time is not. From day one, I've always attended all meetings of the coalition. I've always, unless I traveled, I've always attended, and whenever I have issues, I discuss it with them. I can tell you, coalition is the one that's going to produce Peter Obi. We have not reached that stage. When we get to that stage, we discuss that.